All right, everybody. We had some nice rain last night, finally. This beautiful car, we were able to fix his trunk lid. So now it closes, latches properly, and opens, and the pistons that to hold it up actually work now. So it actually stays up without him having to use something to prop it up, which is great. um, the let's see, we'll go over here. The Barracuda, we have begun to disassemble the Barracuda. A lot of that wiring is out. The dash wiring is out. Dash is out. We basically pulled a lot of the wiring out of the car. So what we found was several issues. They, whoever built this vehicle, obviously they spliced in a lot of wires that shouldn't have been spliced. The ducting for the AC wasn't routed. The reverse light switch never installed. For the shifter, floor shifter. The gauge for the bezel. Let me see if I can find it here. It is a gauge lights, like the blinker lights. That's what they were made out of. So we actually ordered the correct gauge lenses, or the light lenses, I should say. But we're gonna replace those. What else? There's something else. Just several fit and finish issues with this dash. Different size and different screws in every hole. And we're finding that throughout his vehicle, through where his headliner lights go, the same thing. Let's see. Oh, so everything was hand tight. So all these screws and nuts and bolts and everything were all hand tight. So it was just, I could take the seat out by hand. I didn't even need any tools. So there's just a lot of little things that need to be fixed. We'll address those as we go. That's not the main concern, so it's just more of as we rush by nuts and bolts and our we're going through things, we're gonna make sure that it's either the right nut and bolt or right screw, and that it's actually fastened correctly. So we have removed a bit more. As you can see, his panel on this side has been removed. Every screw was different on this panel. They used what looks like body chrome and just stuck it on instead of finding the actual piece that goes in here. And then his windows don't roll down all the way, which means that so we kind of looked in here, and as you can kind of see, maybe there, that's not supposed to be like that. So that should be repaired, but we may not this time. Doesn't necessarily need to roll. It doesn't affect the windows going up. It affects the windows rolling down all the way. So that should be repaired. They still do have the kit for this, so it can be disassembled and repaired. But I think we're gonna pass on that this time and maybe save that for another time. But they do make that kit. If I remove these rollers and everything, it's kind of an extensive process because I want to either sandblast or get it all clean again, re-grease, and reassemble everything the way it should be. And so it's not a simple procedure to get these working properly, but it takes time to do things the right way. So that's what I prefer to do. So yeah, so just more, we got the screw kit for the interior, so we're gonna get the correct screws in the interior. And then, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but his seat is not connected. And so they left the seat disconnected. So yet another issue with the vehicle. Like I say, if you're gonna buy a car, get it inspected by someone professional, someone you trust. Get it inspected before you buy it. Don't buy sight unseen. And it can say all they want on the ad, that it's a perfect car, but get it inspected. So it saves you from hassle in the long run, and money. It's better to maintain these than to have to continually repair them and not be able to drive them. So that's what we're here for. We do that. We will repair these issues, but we'd also like to get to building a vehicle and take the time to do it right. There are things, though, that were done right. It looks like the body, I assume the body was taken somewhere else to get painted, because there are interior panels that looks like they were freshly painted and sealed, possibly in the proper way. So that's good. But the reassembly of the vehicle, they skipped some steps. So, all right, so today we got this Thunderbird in. He needs a new master cylinder. It is impacting on the hood latch. Let's see if I can show you here. It's impacting right there. He needs a new master cylinder. So we're going to replace it with a appropriate master cylinder just so it doesn't impact, and bleed his brakes and test everything. We're also going to do a basic inspection of his car just for safety and functionality of everything. See if there's any preventative maintenance that we need to inspect for. So otherwise, this car seems to be in really good shape. All right, so the Thunderbird. We have loosely installed the new master cylinder kit, the relocation kit, and so it comes with this bracket, and it's all loosely fit right now, so we're gonna get it away from the exhaust. But that's a heat shield anyways. It's I like this design because the nice heat shield will keep heat away from your master cylinder, instead of the single pot where it was a lot further back, further away from the exhaust. But this is obviously a dual pot for disc brakes. So it's actually a disc brake conversion kit. It comes with the preset proportioning valve, so that's cool. So that is part of what we were doing. Was he was actually impacting here, and he was leaking all over the front of his master cylinder, and I'll show you the frame below. There's a bunch of peeled paint, and so now we've got everything loosely installed. The battery's out, and so we've got to reinstall the battery and finish everything up, finish all the connections, tighten everything up, fill it, bleed it, test drive, all that. So that'll be all next week, but it's loosely fit right now. So I will take it up and I'll show you the rest of what we found on this Thunderbird. This wheel bearing is going bad, so we're gonna check both. He just had his brakes rebuilt from another shop, a kind of a brake change shop. What's that? That's there. That's not. That's there. That's there. So we're missing some parts. So we gotta open it up and see what's going on. Okay, so I'm gonna go kind of front to back here. There's a lot of good things on this car. Nice brake conversion kit for the disc. There's a couple issues we saw. There's a little bit of leak out of the piston. Nothing major yet. Bushing's bad. Bushing is non-existent on that side, so that needs to be replaced. There is all of the paint peeling from the brake, so that needs to be cleaned up. We've got some dripping out of the oil pan and out of the transmission plug and out of the tail shaft. And so we already took the tail shaft seal out, and so we're waiting on that parts. And then somebody cut his frame. As you can see, people do that to remove the transmission without removing the engine, usually. There is a way to get them out without having to cut the frame and without having to remove the engine. It is time consuming, but it is less invasive than removing the engine, but it's a pain in the butt, but better than cutting your frame. His frame should be repaired, and so eventually we'll get that repaired, possibly. Now he's in for it if he needs to repair it, because he's got to remove the transmission, and then we'd have to repair the frame and then put everything back in. So unfortunately, people do shortcuts, and it's not good. Starting to leak out of this seal, and we've got either a drain plug leak or a leak out of his differential. Now, it's a Dana 44. Looks like there may have been some modification to it, so we have to possibly get into it and see what is going on. But we're going to replace the seal and to stop that leak. He installed a track bar at some point, but somebody either cut components out, made some modifications that are not going to help his driveline, unfortunately. Little things that people do that we might catch and repair. So you can see that there. There's a little tweak to the frame on both sides. Either it was in an impact or maybe it was tracked, something like that. This is a little bit tweaked. Maybe you can catch that. Yeah, I think it's because of the frame. But otherwise, it looks like a pretty good car. Now, we did catch, when he came in, that one of his pins this pin was not in his brakes. He had taken it to a brake shop, and they rebuilt his brakes. And so they had the wrong size pin in, and the keeper pin and the keepers fell out. And let's see, I think I got them here. The spring was okay. It was kind of wedged in there, not a big deal. But so they told him that they rebuilt his brakes, and we found that some of them had the old style, and some of them were the new style. I replaced all of his brake keepers with the right length pin and the right keepers, so he's good to go now. His brakes, the drum was not machined correctly, and so it was out of round. So I took it to get it recut, and so the guy has experience with this style, because if they're not put on the spindle correctly and they're machined, you'll have issues with them being out of round. So not only were they set incorrectly, they were out of round, and so we're getting that fixed. So again, we replaced his master cylinder. We have the new kit on there, and I will mention which kit that is in just a second so y'all can look it up. It seems like a good kit. I like it. For a disc brake conversion, obviously it's safer to have the dual pot, so I'd recommend having that. Rather than staying with the single pot and doing adjustable proportioning valves, it's safer to have the dual pot. And it's nice when someone makes a kit so that you can do that. So otherwise, this car is actually in fairly good condition. And so we just need to go through and fix those issues, and then he should be good to go. So we'll catch up next week, and we'll let you know how the test drive goes. So thanks for watching. I'd appreciate it if you could like and subscribe and share. It would really help me grow this channel. I want to grow and show you more cool stuff and more as the shop grows. And like I've mentioned before, if you'd like to pick up merch, it's on our website, warlockgarage.com, and everything sold on the website will be $1 of every item will go towards charity at the end of the year. And my goal is to grow that and to be able to increase that idea every year. You can pick up hats like this, and we have other hats on the website and other accessories. So if you could like and subscribe, share, and tell your friends who like classic cars and motorcycles. We're gonna have more videos, more updates, preferably weekly, so keep checking back, and we'll see you next time.